So it's nice to see you all here. Last year I was on the other side, actually. I was sitting in your seat, so it's kind of impressive to be on the scene today. What I'm going to be talking to you today is about myself. And that's a pretty easy subject because I know myself, right? I'm me, so that should be pretty easy. But anyway, so let me take you back 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was a manager. I was a manager of expert teams, architects, expert in networks and unified communication. And I was a pretty good manager. You know, I was pretty happy at my job. I had been doing this job for 10 years, so I felt really comfortable in my manager's shoes. I knew the job well, I knew the teams well, everything was going pretty good. I was a good manager. I was really good at my job. And at the same time, I saw the teams on the field getting more and more pressure. Budget constraints, planning constraints, customers, pressuring them to always be on time, produce more with less and less resources. So obviously there was something to be done. And this is when my manager came to me and said, Emma, I have a mission for you. We're going to transform our way of working using agility. And I thought, okay, good idea to try something new. But agility, I had no clue what he was talking about. So I started documenting myself, really digging into the frameworks, studying the methodologies, Scrum, Lean, DevOps, all those methodology around us. But very soon, we decided to really experiment on the field, because studying is one thing, but applying is really what you need to do with agility. So we took a motivated team, eager customer, a small project, just to start, and we tested an agile framework. And after 6 months, great results. The team was happy, the customer was happy, the project was successful. At first, nobody had any clue about what the customer wanted. The customer didn't even know himself what he wanted. But with this methodology of producing value step by step, little by little, everybody was happy at the end of the day. So I thought, great, agility, this is magic, it always works, this is great, let's do agility in mini projects. So we tried in bigger projects with bigger teams, bigger customers, bigger projects, and we got more and more collaboration. And the teams were really telling us we collaborate better, there are better exchanges with each other, and really we saw very good results with our projects and with our customers. Instead of having the customer asking us for stuff and us trying to produce, we were becoming one team with our customers. So really a very high level of collaboration and a very high level of efficiency because of collaboration, because of this better collaboration. So project level agility, that worked pretty well using those methodologies. So we decided to experiment on a larger scale, really trying to modify our way of managing, trying to involve more the teams in our daily work, but also in our elaborating our strategies, also trying to have more regular feedback from our teams, not only the manager giving feedbacks to the team, but also the teams providing feedback to the managers. And that worked pretty well also. As a manager, I was quite happy to see that I had a better relationship with my team. I thought I had good relationships before, but because of those more inclusive ways, it was even better than before. And the teams were giving me good feedback as well. Feedback I hadn't had before because I hadn't opened the door for them to provide feedback to me. So again, very good results. But at the same time, I felt, something was missing. I was not completely satisfied. For me, something was missing. So great results for the team with those methods, but for me personally, I needed to make that extra step. And I had the opportunity to have a personal coach. And I can say that really, that changed my life, basically. I started really doing some introspection. So the coach was asking me questions about how things were going at work, how things were going in my personal life. And really, instead of telling me what to do, she was really guiding me in getting my own answers. And that was really a revelation to me and a tool that I also use with my teams. So instead of really pushing them and providing always solution to them, I started to try to ask them questions and guide them. And this introspection really made me realize I was trying to be perfect. You know, the perfect wife, the perfect housekeeper, the perfect mother, the perfect manager, the perfect everything. And I have to tell you something. Perfection, it doesn't exist. Nobody can be perfect. I cannot be perfect. You cannot be perfect. But can you be a better version of yourself? Yeah, definitely. By just improving small things. And by trying to coach my team, I was, finding a way of being this better version of myself. I was coaching myself, I was coaching my teams, and this was really a win-win type of situation. And so I realized that instead of aiming at something that didn't exist, I needed to have a more reasonable objective, let's say, and really to find what was making me happy. Because I realized that globally, I was not really happy with my personal life, but with my professional life, something was really missing. And so I started making small changes. So for instance, I changed my hair color. You saw in the picture, I have black hair and I have red hair. I changed my bike. I have a faster bike now. I changed my husband. No, I'm not saying that you should change your husband, but I changed my husband, but whatever. And I had this opportunity of changing jobs. And instead of overthinking it and thinking, am I good for that job? Should I apply for it? I didn't overthink it. I just applied. And I got it. I got the job. And so that was really scary at first. Scary because I was taking this leap into the unknown. I had no clue what was going to happen in this new job. But at the same time, it was very exciting because I didn't know what was going to happen in this job. The page was completely blank. And if you look at Amazon 10 years ago, they were making books. And look at what they are doing now. So I'm not saying I'm Amazon, but, what is preventing me of behaving like them? Of, broadening my scope of work, broadening my scope of knowledge? Nothing is preventing me but myself. And I really realized that I was the one putting all those constraints on myself. I was giving myself all those obstacles. And so since I was giving myself all those constraints, I was the one to be able to say, okay, forget it. I want to go above those constraints. I want to do something different. And so what I'm trying to say here is that transformation of your company, transformation of your team, it cannot work if you're not transforming yourself. And it doesn't have to be a big bang transformation. I was telling you about changing husband. You don't have to change your husband. But you can, start maybe doing more one-to-ones with your team. You can maybe start attending more events like this one. You can start maybe checking out what other teams are doing around you. You can try testing a new way of working and doing really small things, seeing what results you get. You are transforming yourselves. You are transforming your team. And so through methods at first, through coaching then, and then finally realizing that by transforming myself, I could also help the others around me transform themselves as well. So instead of, fighting against change, of trying to always predict what was going to happen, I just embraced it. I know that I don't have this 5-year roadmap. I don't have this 2-year roadmap. I don't even have a 6-month roadmap. I just know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and that's enough. Those objectives, they're going to change all the time because the world around us is changing. So what you really need to aim at is really focusing on those small steps. And each small step is going to make you change. So basically, by transforming yourself, you're going to transform the world around you. And so now I have one question for you. Are you ready to go through your own transformation? Thank you.